everybody. This is sort of a follow-up video to the SureFlow MaxiJet mod video that I posted earlier. Now, I've modded several of those pumps and never had any problems with them, but unfortunately a couple weeks ago I had an incident where an orange Linkia starfish wrapped itself around the shroud and stuck its arm in through one of the slots on the shroud, and the propeller inside shredded it up pretty bad. So to hopefully eliminate that from ever happening in the future, I came up with a inexpensive do-it-yourself solution to hopefully stop that from ever happening again. So why don't we take a look at what I did. Alright, so we have our shroud from our SureFlow pump mod, and you can see that while these slots in here are not all that large, it is possible that a smaller fish or invert could get pulled into the pump. So what we are going to do is build a guard out of plastic gutter guard, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, I've gone and cut a small piece of gutter guard, and what I have done is I've pulled it out of the center of the roll where it's wound a lot tighter, and this will aid us in attaching it to our shroud. Now we need to trim our piece of gutter guard for the proper length that we need. We have the proper diameter size cut here. I've already gone ahead and done that. And what I want to do is where the seam in the gutter guard is, I want to line that up right here where this solid area of the shroud is. Just like so. And line up the edge of the gutter guard onto the lip here. And then you want to kind of take a look and see exactly where it needs to be cut on the opposite end here of the shroud. And we'll go ahead with the scissors and cut this. And there's our piece that will fit right onto our shroud. And I have to do a little bit of trimming here along the edge. You don't want this sticking out like we have. We'll trim this down and get it just so that it's a little bit smaller than the shroud. So we've got our piece of gutter guard cut to the correct size that we need. As you can see, it fits on here real nice. It is a little on the loose side though, you just don't want this in your tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it using a couple of lawn zip ties. Now what I've gone and done is I've wrapped the zip ties around the shroud, and because we're already going to be impeding the flow of the pump a little bit, I want to try and keep the zip ties in areas of the shroud that they're not going to impede the flow anymore. So I have this one here up where it's solid anyways, and then the other zip tie I have down as far down on the lip as possible, and then where the actual clamping portion of the zip tie is, I have that on the solid portion of the shroud. So I want to make sure that these are really good and tight, and then snip the ends off. Now this tool that I'm using here is actually used in building plastic models. It's what's called a sprue cutter, and this works really good for clipping zip ties or working with any type of plastic material like this gutter guard here for trimming off any small loose edges that you may have. It also works pretty good for clipping egg crate light diffuser material, which is used a lot in the aquarium. Well, that's it for building the guard onto our shroud. All we need to do now is attach it to our MaxiJet. Make sure you line everything up. And then install it back into the tank. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember to keep our oceans and beaches clean, and to only purchase aquacultured or maricultured corals, and leave the wild corals on the reefs. So until next time, happy reefing!